Bismillah, read. Meanings of the words also. Do you check the meaning of the word? Do you check the meanings? Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وعنه also with this from the authority of Hazrat Huzaifa. I told you that Huzaifa radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was that Sahabi, would keep all the secrets of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he would also ask about all the negative things, the munafiqeen, etc. Anyway, وأنه narrated from him, فَلَكَانَ النَّاسُ يَسْأَلُونَ رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الخير. The people who asked Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم about the positive things, وكنت أسأله عن الشر مخافة أن يدركني. But I used to ask Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم also about, the one before that. Okay, sorry, the one before that. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعنه يعني also أن حذيفة قال حدثنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم حديثين. Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم told us two things more or less, right? رأيت أحدهما, the one thing which Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم told us, we experienced it already. رأيت also means I could experience, right? وأنا أنتظر الآخر, and I'm waiting for the second one. Obviously, we have absolute confidence in the word of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So I'm waiting to see when it's going to come, because definitely it will come. أن الأمانة نزلت في جذر قلوب الرجال. There's really amanat means like iman, Islam, belief, faith, trustworthiness, the complete package, everything. First we had jahiliyyah, right? We had jahiliyyah, ungodliness, etc. Then nazarat fi jadri qulubi rijali, is settled into the depths of the hearts of the people. ثم علموا من القرآن, then they studied from the Quran. So this shows you what does it show you? This shows you that the cure for all ignorance, the cure for all godliness, etc. Ungodliness, yeah, right. Ungodliness, the cure is the Quran. That is the thing that will bring about the change. That is why I always tell you that you must establish the tafsir classes in the masjid, even if you do one ayat a day after every salah, whatever. So, ثم علموا من القرآن, that the Quran is the thing that will dispel the darkness, right? ثم علموا من القرآن, then they learn from the Quran. ثم علموا من السنة, then they learn the Sunnah, right? So this was the first step that Nabi Sallallahu spoke about. Then, which we say the uruj, when things were improving, right? Was on the upswing. وحدثنا عن رفعها, then Rasulullah Sallallahu spoke about its upliftment, its disappearing. Right? He said, قال ينام الرجل نومة, قال ينام الرجل النومة. You got it, eh? A person will sleep by sleeping. فتقبض الأمانة من قلبه, then all this religiosity, this piety, this amanat, this iman, etc., it will be snatched away from his heart, right? فيظل أثرها, مثل أثر الوقت. Then its effect will remain like the effect of a little mark. ثم ينام النومة, then he will sleep. فتقبض, it will be taken away. فيبقى أثرها مثل أثر المجلي. Then its effect will remain like the effect of a burnt mark. You saw waqt. What does waqt means? You checked waqt. Huh? Loud? Stick, right. So majdi is referred to, for example, sometimes if you get burnt, a light burn, and after that mark that remains there, right? كجمرة دحرجته على رجلك, like a coal that burnt you upon your foot, right? Uh, فنفضة, and then it inflames it, فتراه منتبرة, and then you see swollen up. وليس فيه شيء, but in reality there's nothing in it, right? وليس فيه شيء. ويصبح الناس يتبايعون, people will engage in trade and commerce. ولا يكاد أحدهم يؤدي الأمانة, and the condition will be that none of them will be able to even fulfill his right. فيقال إن في إن في بني فلان رجلا أمينا, in such and such a place there is one trustworthy person. ويقال للرجل, will be said to that person, ما أقله, what an intelligent person. وما أظرفه, what a successful person, right? What an intelligent person, what an right? وما أجلده, what an active person, right? وما في قلبه مثقال حبة من خردل من إيمان, whilst there will not be in his heart the extent of a seed, the extent of a seed of mustard of iman. متفق عليه, and is a متفق عليه riwayat. So before we jump into the depths of this hadith here, what the hadith is saying is that, remember what the Bible says, خير القرون قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم, that the best of eras, the best of times is the time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And as we move away from the prophetic time, right, things will become more and more negative. There will be a decrease in amanat in religion, etc., etc. So with the advent of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, things became good. But as we progress and we move away, things will become so bad that where most of the people who are religious, then upright and religious people, they will be a rarity. They will hardly be seen. So you see there's a person apparently, he appears to be religious, but so people say, so there was a time when the people say, look here, be careful of this man here. This man is a crook, right? Because everybody else, to be honest, but the time will come where everybody will crook and the religious person will be the outstanding one. He will be the exception. You see what I'm saying? So there was a time when being pious was the norm, or being religious, or being upright, or being straight. That was the norm. And being crooked, being irreligious was the exception. But such a time will come where being religious will be the exception. So you'll say, if that's why even they say, well, like go to this particular person here, he'll give you a good deal. You got your jewelry to melt. You got some this to do. Go to this jeweler here. He's an honest person. Because all the other people are crooks. All the other people are crooks. And even that person, the times will be so bad that even that person, that people outwardly, he appears to be religious, but he's also really bereft of any type of substance. Okay, so that is based the hadith on a base level. I tell you, amanat. Let's look at the detail of the hadith. We know it. I told you this hadith. كل مولود يولد على الفطرة فأبواه يهودانه أو ينصرانه. That every child has that natural istidad, that natural capacity, right, to accept the truth, right? So this is what they're speaking about here. Like how you have a lamp, no? That is, it gives off light and is burning bright. Like that, this lamp has come and activated this natural capacity. Remember, there was ikhtilaf. What does fitra, does it mean actually to be religious, or the ability, the istidad? So listen nicely. I want you to follow the discussion nicely. So people had this natural capacity, although sometimes this capacity to accept the haqq, it becomes dormant, it becomes inactive, but it is there. So everybody has this capacity to accept the truth. Then, like a lamp comes and it illuminates something, it brings light. Same like that, this from the heavens, the knowledge of nubuwwat, iman, Islam, tawheed, risalat, trustworthiness, etc. It came down and illuminated the hearts of mankind. Are you with me? And as a result of that, that is guidance spread. So that is the meaning of that part of the hadith. نزلت في جذر نزلت في جذر قلوب الرجال. That the guidance came and it permeated into the depths of that. ثم علم من القرآن ثم علم من السنة. Right? So that was the first stage. The hidayat came and it spread. As as we know, when anything reaches its peak, when anything reaches its zenith, then there's only one way, that is for it to go down after that. So remember the hadith, the famous story when Nabi Sallallahu, this verse was revealed, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا. And when the help came, and you saw the people entering Islam in hordes and droves, then what happened after that? Right? As Abu Bakr began crying. So Sahaba Ikram said, but this is a happy occasion. This is a glad tidings. Islam has now reached its peak. Islam is. So as Abu Bakr explained, and he said, look, when something reaches its peak, when the visions of mission has reached its peak, its zenith, its apex, after there's only one way, and that is to go down. So it was a sign that Nabi will now leave the dunya. And when he leaves the dunya, things will start going down. So that is the first part, that في جذر قلوب الرجال, right? That it will enter the depths and the crevices of the hearts of the believers. Right. So that is now the positive. Then he spoke about Satan. Then the hadith goes on to say, وَحَدَّثَنَا أَنْ رَفْئِهَا. Then Nabi Sallam spoke about the snatching away of knowledge. Knowledge going away. Now it's about the descent. One is, we tell you, uruj, going up, and one is nuzul, going down. So the effect of the light of nubuwwat decreasing in this dunya. A person will go to sleep and he will have his iman in his heart, and it will be snatched away, and only a small sign of it will remain. If you look at what waqt, look at it, it says there, follow, يَنَامُ الرَّجُلُ النَّوْمَةَ فَتُقْبَضُ الْأَمَانَةُ مِنْ قَلْبِهِ. Amanat will be snatched away. So this light of nubuwwat, progressively, as we move away from Qiyamah, as we move away from nubuwwat and we move towards Qiyamah, it will progressively become lesser and lesser and lesser until you come to the great signs of Qiyamah, which we said is Kitaab fitan, Babu Ashrati Sa'a, etc. Are you with me? So I told you this waqt means like a mark, like a mark, like if you hurt yourself and you got a little scab after that day. So what he's saying is فَيَظُلُّ أَثَرُهَا مِثْلَ أَثَرَ الْوَقْتِ. Like how a sign, it doesn't have really any essence in it. It's just a sign. It's just a mark, but there's no essence. So as we progress towards Islam, and this is similar to the hadith we done yesterday. Remember, لا يبقى من القرآن إلا رسمه ولا يبقى من الإسلام إلا اسمه. Only the name of Islam will remain. Only the Quran, we will read the words Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, we will read Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, but the essence, the reality will not be there. So same thing, yes, that's exactly the same thing. As you go, everything will seem big. The masjids will be bigger, the madaris will be bigger, the kurtas will be smarter, even maybe with patterns and all that type of thing. The topi will be more fancy, even everything. But the essence won't be there. That's what the hadith is saying. So what to refer to that mark? Then the hadith goes on to say again, and we can see that. I mean, this. Look at the condition of the world. Where is the allegiance? Where is the loyalty? If you look at what's happening today, I mean, in the Muslim world, where's the people to stand up and speak about the truth? So-called 55 Muslim countries, who's there to stand up and come to the assistance of the oppressed? The same thing we're saying. That only لا يبقى من القرآن إلا رسمه ولا يبقى من الإسلام إلا اسمه. Exact same thing, right? Then the hadith goes on, right? ثم ينام النومة فتقبض فيبقى أثر مثل أثر المجلي, right? So this so what I zabar on the meme is also like a sign, and yet they say, like, a callus, CALLUSE, when you work very, very hard work, and you get these marks on your hand, etc., right? So this calluses, so فيبقى أثرها مثل أثر المجلي, and they say كجمرة, like a coal, دحرجته. Then you get, when you get burned lightly, after that, it's like swells up. And after it swells up, it's not like a very bad burn. It's like some pus in there. Now, that thing looks like it's big. It looks like it's big, but in fact, there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. There's no essence in it. It is something like devoid of any substance. So same thing what we're saying here, that like the signs of Islam will be there. Like I told you, the masjids will be bigger, the Muslim numbers will be greater. Currently, never in the world was the Muslim population so much, 2 billion people. So big signs, big numbers, but devoid of essence. Look at the Sahaba. كم من فئة قليلة غلبت فئة كثيرة بإذن الله. The same thing. A big blister as a result of the burn, but only 30 napak water in there, devoid of any essence. That's what he's saying. You understood that? You understood the comparison? So if I ask you, why would the condition of the Muslim be compared to a blister? And that's your answer. Like how a blister after a burn, it is devoid of essence. There's nothing solid in there. It just has some najis water in there. It doesn't have any essence. Same thing, that will be the condition of the Muslims. They will be great in number. They will have all the resources, the oil, the countries, 55 countries, 2 billion people, but they will be devoid of any essence. They will be devoid of any substance. That's right. You understood the comparison now? Right? That's a nice question for exams. Why will the poor condition of the ummah, why will of the pathetic condition of the ummah be compared to a blister? Like how a blister is devoid of any. So probably in the Arabic language, that's how each language have its own ways of comparing things in it. So the blister is something which is representative of bulk but no substance. Bulk but no substance, right? So that we say, كَجَمْرَةٍ دَحْرَجَتُ رِجْلِكَ, right? فَنَفِطَ, then it makes like a mark there, but it is devoid of substance. Or you can say فَنَفِطَ means here, it's swollen. And right? فَتَرَاهُ مُنْتَبِرًا, you see it blown up, but وَلَيْسَ فِيهِ شَيْءٌ, right? But no abs, nothing in there, right? Yeah, so you can say فَنَفِطَ, it blows up, it swells up as a result of the heat of the fire, etc., right? Then the last part, I explained to you this here, that there was a time where honesty and integrity would be the norm. But the time will come when it will be the exception. And that too, even that exception, that one person that is apparently honest, he will also be devoid of any substance. See there, ولا يكاد أحد يؤدي الأمانة فيقال إن في بني فلان رجلا أمينا. So normally, people will tell you, hey, that man is a crook, stay away from him. He's a crook, stay away from him. He's going to take your money, he's going to eat your money. But it will be the opposite. Everyone is a crook. So that is the honest man. So you can see how this what you. So this is like a sign of inkilabu zaman. What? Inkilabu zaman. And so this person, even though he's not exactly an honest, righteous person, but compared to the other people, he will appear to be righteous. That's why people, "Ma aqalahu," hey, what a smart person, wa ma azfara, what an intelligent person, wa ma ajladahu, what an active person. But in reality, so it's basically showing you that progressively as you walk towards Qiyamah, things will become go from bad to worse. People will be devoid of any good. Okay, read the next hadith.
الناس يسألون رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خير وقد قال قلت يا رسول الله إنا فجاءنا الله بهذا الخير فهل بعد خير محب قال نعم قال نعم
Okay, if you look at this hadith here, it is very similar to the previous hadith. It speaks about the good conditions, the result of Iman, Islam, Quran, and then it speaks about the degeneration. Remember, this is what the whole chapter about is the difficulties, the challenges that will face the Ummah as we go closer to Qiyamah, right? So here also, but here, this hadith speaks about degeneration, but it speaks in particular about the fitna in the time that happened in the time of Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. See, let us look at it inshallah. وعنه يعني عن حذيفة قال كان الناس يسألون رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. People used to ask about all the positive things, like you do this action, you go to Jannah, this, etc. Right? وكنت أسأل عن الشر مخافة أن يدركني. I used to ask him about the negative thing so that out of fear it will get me. Out of fear it mustn't. Like I told you, as Umar radiallahu ta'ala asked Uzaifa, please tell me if my name is not included in the name of the munafiqeen. So you want to know about the negative things, not because you like it, because you enjoy it, so you can save yourself from it. That's what he's saying. Right? وكنت أسأل الشر مخافة أن يدركني. I used to ask him about the negative things out of fear that it will get me. Then he said, قال يا رسول الله إنا كنا في جاهلية وشر. يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, we were in the period of ignorance and the bad, the negative things. فجاءنا الله بهذا الخير. Subhanallah, Allah Ta'ala brought this good to us, Islam, Iman, because before that we were fighting, we were drinking, we were consuming alcohol, we were killing, all right? Then Allah Ta'ala blessed us. فَجَاءَنَا اللَّهُ بِهَذَا الْخَيْرِ فَهَلْ بَعْدَ هَذَا الْخَيْرِ مِنْ شَرٍ. Now I fear, so sometimes when you have something good by you, you love it so much, you fear you might lose it. You fear you might lose it. So you want to know now, what's the chances of us losing this year? What's the chances of us going back to Ayyam Jahiliyyah? What are the chances of us going back to our old ignorant ways? As he asked. So that's what he said. فجعل الله بهذا الخير فهل بعد هذا الخير من شر. قال نعم, yes, definitely. قلت وهل بعد ذلك الشر من خير. If we degenerate, will there be good against it? قال نعم, yes, there will be improvement. نعم. قال وفيه دخن. Now دخن means, yes, there will be good after that, but it will be murky, it will be a bit cloudy, you know what I'm saying? It won't be like the first khair. Because obviously it's clear the light, the hidayah that you had in the time of Nabi Sallam, it cannot be after that, right? So yes, there will be khair, there will be shar, then there will be khair again, but wafihi dakhanun, it will be murky, it will be cloudy. Wama dakhanuhu, what will this murkiness be? قال قوم يستنون بغير سنتي. People who will يستنون, they will stop away from besides my way. وَيَهْدُونَ بِغَيْرِ هَدِيَّتِي, and they will seek a guidance from besides my guidance. They will take other things, they will adopt other things. Right? تَعْرِفُ مِنْهُمْ, some of it you will recognize it. وَتُنْكِرُ, And others say, where is this come from? First time we see this, right? قلت فهل بعد ذلك الخير من شر. To tell me, Ya Rasul, so the second period of goodness, after that, will there be again bad? قال نعم. دعاة على أبواب جهنم. People who are calling on the doors of Jahannam. من أجابهم إليها قذفوه فيها. Who answers them towards it, they will throw him in it. قلت يا رسول الله صفهم لنا. Explain him to us. Tell me, who are these people that we have to be wary about? Who are these people that we have to be careful about? قال هم من جلدتنا ويتكلمون بألسنتنا. They are from our skin. We translate literally means they are like same people like us. ويتكلمون بألسنتنا. They speak with our tongue. They speak the same language we speak. قلت فما تأمرني إن أدركني ذلك. So Ya Rasulullah, what do you command us? What do you advise me in adrakani dhalika if that comes to me? In other words, if I live in that era, قالت تلزم جماعة المسلمين. You hold firm to the group of the Muslimin. So I tell you, Alif Lam Ta'arif means the main group of Muslims that are upon haqq, right? وإمامهم and the Imam. قلت فإن لم يكن لهم جماعة ولا إمام. Ya Rasulullah, if it happens that at that time the Muslims are totally annihilated. They are destroyed. Like how we look at us now currently. We don't have an Imam. We don't have a Khalifa. The Muslim Ummah is fragmented. Each one on his own. Each one has to see to himself. When the Muslim Ummah is being brutalized in Bosnia, who was there to stand up? When the Muslims were brutalized in Afghanistan, who was there to stand? Was there Khalifa? When did the Arab world stand up? The other Muslim will stand up. When the Muslims were brutalized in Libya, who was there to stand up? When the Muslims were brutalized in Iraq, who was there to stand up? When the Muslims are being brutalized in Gaza, who was there to stand up? No one, no Khalifa. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam spoke about this time. He said, فَإِنْ لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُمْ جَمَاعَةٌ وَلَا إِمَامٌ قال so he said فَأَعْتَزِلْ تِلْكَ الْفِرَقَ كُلَّهَا. So when the Muslims are in this poor condition, they have no might, they are totally helpless and helpless, then فَأَعْتَزِلْ تِلْكَ الْفِرَقَ كُلَّهَا. Then separate from them. ولو أن تعض بأصل شجرة حتى, even though you have to hold firm onto the root of a tree, حتى يدركك الموت, and you remain that. So if the Muslims are being annihilated, they are being brutalized, they are being made to leave their religion, what you do is that you try to go on your own and you protect yourself, even if it means you must hold firm onto a tree until death comes upon you, وأنت على ذلك, until you are upon that. So you do not have the Muslims are fragmented, they are helpless, they are helpless, they do not have the ability to stand up against the scourge of the fitna. So what must you do? Then we say, each man for himself. You must now look after yourself, right? So ده متفق عليه رواية متفق. وفي رواية لمسلم, in a riwayat of Muslim Sharif, it's also mentioned that يكون بعد أئمة, that Rasul said, after me there will be rulers, leaders, لا يهتدون بهدايا, they will not take guidance from my way, from my guidance, ولا يستنون بسنتي, they will not hold firm onto my sunnah. وَسَيَقُومُ فِيهِمْ رِجَالٌ, and from among them there will be men, قُلُوبُهُمْ قُلُوبُ الشَّيَاطِينِ, their hearts will be like the hearts of the shayateen, في جثمان إنس, in the bodies of human beings, جثمان, right? قال حذيفة قلت, Huzaifa said, Ya Rasul, كيف أصنع يا رسول الله? So tell me, Ya Rasulullah, when this is the condition where you get, like you say, what's it, shayateen al-ins, you know, shaitan of human being, people who want to erode Islam, people who want to destroy Islam, people who want to destroy the Muslim Ummah. What must I do? In أدركت ذلك تسمع وتطيع الأميرة وإن ضرب ظهرك وأخذ مالك فاسمع وأطيع. So what should I do? You must listen, تسمع, listen to your Amir. The other hadith that mentions, as long as he does not command you to do wrong, right? So تسمع, listen, وتطيع أبي الأمير وإن ضرب ظهرك, even though your back is beaten, وأخذ مالك, your mal is snatched, فاسمع وأطيع, listen and obey. And obviously from other hadith we learn, this is with the proviso that he does not command you to do wrong. Okay, so that was the translation of the hadith. Let's look at the detailed explanation. Yeah, first, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said there, look here. He said, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, يا رسول إن كنا في جاهل وشر فجاءنا الله بهذا الخير فهل بعد هذا الخير من شر. Huzaifa said, Ya Rasulullah, we were in Jahiliyyah and Allah Ta'ala brought us khair, He brought us goodness. What does goodness here mean? Goodness here means Islam, Iman, and shar would mean kufr, fitna, etc. So he's asking, Ya Rasulullah, after the Iman, after the Islam, after the Hidayat, will any type of shar come? Will kufr come again? Will disobedience come again? Will trials come again? Will tribulation come again? Now remember I told you that these prophecies that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned, if a alim is commenting on this, he will see until his point in time what fits that the most. And he will say that, according to my understanding, this refers to this fitna, this fitna. He can't comment about what will come in future. If it's very possible that in future an incident happened in the history of Islam that it fits this even more than what happened in the past. You know what I'm saying? So then a scholar that comes later on, he will say, no, this prediction of Rasulullah, it refers to this more than what referred to the other scholars has mentioned. Or if you look at, I mean, the kalam of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was Jami ul Kalim. He had his speech was inclusive. It was short, but very inclusive. So it's not difficult to believe that even it could refer to different instances. But here the ulama have mentioned the first khair. I mentioned to you several times before that the Khilafat of Hazrat Abu Bakr was very short and was a time when he stabilized everything in the Ummah. Hazrat Umar's Khilafat, 10 years, was very, very stable. It was great amount of expansion took place in the Muslim world, etc. But in the middle of the Khilafat of the Uthman, that's where the problem came about, right? So from the second half of this Khilafat, people started the objections, complaining, etc. Eventually, he was martyred. So we can say that is why Nabi Sallam said in the Hadith that Umar, you are the strong door between the fitna that will affect this ummah. You are the strong door that will affect this ummah, all right? So Uh, what he's saying here is now that the first difficulty, as I said, or the first trials, the first tribulation that affected this ummah was the shahadat of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. So it refers to an unstable period in the history of the Muslims, right? But as we go, inshallah, when we go further into the Sabak Mishkaat Sharif, we'll speak about it. This will come in a lot of detail, right? So after this period of instability, Ya Rasulullah is asking, will there again be a period of stability? He says, yes, there will be. Now, if you look, as I said, as Ali radiallahu ta'ala whose khilafat was a bit unstable because he had Muawiyah, then as Hassan, there was Yazid, and it was the Khulafa from the Umayyad dynasty. But then came again as Umar bin Abdul Aziz, and he's often referred to as the Khalifa Khamis. So his was again a restoration to the glorious period of Khilafat ala minhaj nubuwa. He restored to a great extent and he rectified many of the ills. So that is why ulama say he was the fifth, like the fifth Khalifa ala minhaj nubuwa. So yes, some ulama say that the khair after the shar referred to the Khilafat of Hazrat Umar bin Abdul Aziz. But Nabi Sallam said, وَفِيهِ دَخَنٌ. So some murkiness, some cloudiness. So what it means, obviously, what it means that even though you will be a good person, you will attempt to restore the Khilafat to the what you call it to the Ala min Hajj Nuba. But obviously it can't be like the Sahaba Ikram. It can't be like the Sahaba Ikram because the Sahabi is a Sahabi. That is why we say that the most pious person, no matter how pious a person, is not even equal to the lowest Sahabi. So even though this will be a glorious era, but it's not comparable to the time of Sahaba Ikram. So even in this period of time, there will be certain people that will be victims of their nafs, their khaish, their hawa, etc. So I was telling you, ulama can only comment on what they've seen. They can't comment on what will happen in the future. Yes, if something happens in the future that fits this hadith more appropriate, then they can say we feel it. But as I said, what happened in the past, this is how ulama have put it on. I told you they say the qatl of Uthman was the first shar, what? And after that there was good. And then you speak about, remember, we'll do this, the sulah between Hazrat Hassan and Muawiyah. After Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu passed away, then Hazrat Hassan was a Khalifa for 6 months. But then he saw this is not good and the Ummah is fragmented. He decided to make peace with his Muawiyah. In certain conditions, he ceded his Khilafat to his Muawiyah. So this referred again to the khair after the shar, right? The other one I told you, it refers to the Khilafah of Umar bin Abdul Aziz. But some ulama say, no, the spirit of stability, whereas Hassan gave the Khilafah over to Muawiyah, and once again the entire Ummah was united under one Khalifa. But this will also come in more detail at a later stage, right? So even though this was a period of khair, but there was still some tension. It wasn't 100%. There was still some kadurat between them. And this is what he say at this point in time, the Khawarij made the appearance. Abdullah ibn Ziyad, his fitna, right? Then that refers to now the Dakhanun that will be at that time. Then the next part of the hadith, Sifhum lana. Ya Rasul explained to them, min jildatina, means they are the same skin like ours. So it's an Arabic explanation, Arabic muhawar to say they will be the same like us. They won't be like maybe strangers or non-Arabs. This is a fitna that will come from the Arabs. And if you look at the next part, وَمِنْ أَلْسِنَتِنَا, they speak the same language like us also. So they will be the exact same like us, but they will be the cause of the fitna. So then Nabi Sassam gives advice, how do you counter this? This we've been discussing many hadith. Ittabi sawad al-a'zam. Look at the main body of ulama that are on the haqq and you follow them, right? And here the Sharih say in this particular what you call it here, this part of the hadith, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is making a reference because if you look at the same time, this is at the same time where the second shar came, not the first shar. The first shar was the qatl of Uthman. The second shar, which he spoke about after the khair, this is when the Khawarij made their appearance in the time of Hazrat Ali, the Rawafid, the Shias, and the Mu'tazilats. Okay, so that brings us to the end of that hadith. We'll stop there, inshallah. But we're going to break the meeting because it's easier to separate it. And we'll start a new meeting after this, inshallah. Immediately we'll break this meeting and start a new meeting, inshallah.